Hey everyone!
Hi there.
Welcome to Walking and Talking with Dom and Mare. It is day 25. Today, we're going to talk about living with that stoic partner, family member, or friend that you have, and how to work with them in a healthy way to help them open up and be vulnerable. Now, the problem arises when you have that stoic person in your life that refuses to express themselves or locks everything up inside, and you can see the worry on their face, you can see the anxiousness and the pain, but they're quiet because they think they have a responsibility to be strong for you. They feel like it's their job to be the quiet one and not express themselves. But there's a lot of problems that come with that. And they may be this way for a number of reasons. And one of the reasons may be that they've tried to be vulnerable in the past, but you haven't been supportive in the way they need to in order to reward their vulnerability. So we're going to look at some things you can do in order to be a good partner, family friend, or family member to the stoic person.
So the first thing that you can do is create a judgment-free zone without any add-ons.
And what she means by that is that if it's a judgment-free zone, then what that means is you're not going to put in your 2 cents on top of what they're saying. An example of that would be, let's say if I was to say, listen, I'm really sorry for blowing up earlier. I'm just really anxious about this. And then getting a response of, yeah, you should be. Or, well, I know how you can be. Those things don't add on. They pile on top of it. It makes the person not want to be vulnerable again, because what you're saying is that whatever I'm going to admit to, you're going to have an opinion about. So try to just remain there and just listen.
So the second thing to think about is to show compassion and validate others' feelings.
Now, this goes on top of what we just talked about, but what this part of it is that if you're in a compassionate space, then what you're really doing is you're saying, I hear what you're saying, that must be tough for you. Or I hear what you're saying, thank you for opening up to me. If you aren't compassionate and you aren't just validating and you're adding things on, like you could be adding on your own emotions of saying, oh, that must be terrible. They don't need to hear that. Or saying, oh yeah, I get super anxious as well. Well, that just brings it back to you, and which means you're not really focused on that person. It means that you're focused on your own emotions, which is a selfish thing. So if you want to be selfless and compassionate, then all you got to say is, I hear what you're saying, that must be pretty tough. Or thanks for opening up for me. I really appreciate you talking to me in this way.
Thanks for being brave
Exactly.
and sharing your feelings.
And that's all you need to say to allow someone to feel like it's a good thing for them to open up to you. The last thing to say on this is, if you give someone tough love when they're trying to be vulnerable, that really counteracts what you really want to get out of the person. A lot of times people think that the tough person in the group or the family, and you say, okay, come on, suck it up, you can do this. Sometimes they're just as sensitive as you are. They're sensitive. I'm as sensitive as Meredith is. I think everyone in our families are just as sensitive as we are. And even if they act tough, if you're tough with them, it's not going to encourage them to be sensitive. So take that into consideration. Tough love is not going to be good here.
Number 3 is to help guide them to the core of their anxiety and fear. And number 4 is to praise them for being vulnerable.
Now, the important things here are that you can question them and help them down the rabbit hole. So if they're saying, yeah, I'm just scared of what's going to happen, you can compassionately say, listen, what exactly about it are you really scared of? And just wait and listen to them, because you can help guide them to, well, I'm kind of scared, that the money will be tight. Well, what's the worst thing that can happen? And what are you really scared of? And you finally get to the point where it's like, well, I'm scared I'm going to be out of work for 4 months without making any money, which was mine. And that is mine, is being scared that, I'm not going to be able to make money from doing massage. But being able to help guide them to a place where they actually recognize their fear is a really positive thing for you. And the last thing, what Meredith said, is to praise their vulnerability or to thank them. That's a really positive thing of reinforcing the behavior you want. So if you want them to be vulnerable, say, you know what, thanks for trusting me to open up like this. Or thanks for opening up. I had no idea you felt this way. Mm-hmm. And that helps encourage the person of saying, yeah, maybe I could do this more often. So to summarize all of this, number 1, make sure you have a judgment-free zone and refrain from adding on your own judgments or opinions onto. Number 2, make sure that you're compassionate and you validate their feelings. Number 3, try to guide them through to the core of what they're afraid of, what they're fearful of, what they're anxious about.
And the last one, praise them for being vulnerable.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to say on this is that some people see vulnerability as a crutch or a weakness. They think that it's a softness that makes you weak. There's strength in someone looking at their fear or their demon and saying, I see you and I'm still here. I see you. I'm not going anywhere. I am afraid of this and I'm standing up to it. That takes strength to do that. And for all you guys out there who are car guys or who are manly men, listen, if you take your car into the shop, you're not going to know how to fix it until you hear the noise that's making it squeak or it's making it wrong. Show your squeaky noise so you can find a solution to the problem. You guys are doing great out there. Stay tough, stay compassionate, be vulnerable and enjoy each other and get to the core of these things so we can all feel better. You guys have a great day. We love you. We'll see you again soon.